Alright, it's July 15th, 2020, and today is shop day. I have a lot of projects that need finishing. Some of them have been on the bench a long time. I know I always say it's like you never can have too many typewriters. I don't know if I'm gonna trip over that saying myself, because I have a lot of projects to finish and even more to come in. But you know, it's part of the hobby, and I have a lot of fun doing it. I will always have a lot of fun working on these, and you know, the more I get into them, the more experience and knowledge you obtain by taking these apart. And you know, I enjoy it. I enjoy the work. But that aside, this video is to show you some of the projects that I will be working on very soon. Some of you might recognize some of these machines because they've been here for so long, but there's a couple new ones as well. So, this will be on the bench probably first. This is probably a 1922 or a 1923 Oliver number 11. It's not a print type, as you can see by the paper table. It's missing all the indications. This was shipped from Europe. It was damaged in shipment. The towers were bashed. We straightened those out. But unfortunately with these machines, once those type bars get bent, you never get the type straight again. So the type's a little drunk, like my 1917 Oliver number 9, which is upstairs. However, other than that, this is in remarkably nice condition for an Oliver. They are quite notorious for not aging very nicely. But the chrome, it's all there. It's a little pitted in some places. The paint is beautiful. All the pinstriping is still there. I think that's just dirt that should be able to come off. As you can see, these models have the round keys instead of the octagonal ones. It's missing the spool covers. I'm going to see if I can find some of those. Patent dates. Yeah, this should clean up nicely. That's another project. My alarm clock decided to stop working, so I'm taking it apart and seeing what's wrong with that. It'll probably be another month before I even touch it. Oh, this is a Woodward's Edition Imperial Good Companion number 5. Had this for a while. I actually sold it, but it came back because the lady didn't like its action very much, and I was a nice guy. So, I'm fixing that up. This is the Imperial larger style spools that they also use on German machines. It needs some work, but it's all there, and it should work nicely by the time I'm done with it. That's an Olympia SM3. It's a red one. I picked this up recently. It's a Smith Corona Super Sterling, I think, something along. It's a black edition, so it's one of the rare color variants. I'll make a video on that separately. That is a Remington Travel Rider. I'm not even sure. An Envoy. It needs bearings, so I am gonna have to find some of those because it has none of them. It's not just that they're bad; it's missing the bearings. Still have the carriers for them though, so that should be good. That's a Corona 4 that's absolutely mangled. I think someone dropped something on it or kicked it or something. It looks horrible, but I should be able to fix it if I find the right parts for it. But that will be a while. These are some of the parts machines. That's actually a customer's. It should be a parts machine, but apparently there's sentimental value to it. However, I'll show you in another video how bad that thing is. That's a parts Remington TYPEWRITER, which is in parts. It's still there, but it's not worth saving. It's best to be used for all the bits and pieces I can retrieve off it. As is that machine. Those are the remnants of a Imperial 50. I have a mint condition one, which I use this one for parts for, and then Sean also has an Imperial, so we swap parts. This is our parts machine. Over here is a Royal Quiet Deluxe, just a very conventional brown, green keyed. You see them all the time. That's the customer's Remington Portable number 5 from the 30s. That will be nice to polish up. It's in beautiful condition. And then these two are two classic 12s. One is the two-tone gray one, and the other one is a gray and blue one. That will be put together fairly soon. Don't worry about that. This is bumper guard of my car. That's a desk cover for an Underwood. I might sell that. And over here is an Oliver number 7. Rare little bird. You don't see these very much because they only made them for 2 years. This is a first year model from 1914. Picked this up last year, I think, for $20. It's rough, but it will be put back together. It's disgusting too. If you look at that, the spider webs in there are consider it. But it is the print type. There's the print type guy, print type man. It's not very nice condition, but I should be able to fix it up somewhat. I have one spool cover for it, so I'm going to be on the lookout for another one, but there's a couple of guys I know that might be able to help you with that. Now this typewriter we called Harvey Dent, or crusty, because it looks like it was fished off the bottom of a river, but it works perfectly fine. The action on it is butter smooth. The only thing I did to it so far is I oiled a few key components to make it work nicely. I intend to bring this back as nicely as possible with the parts and everything that you see on it. I kind of enjoy the patina that this machine has. It still has some of its original decals. Some of the pinstriping still there. It looks absolutely mangled. Like I said, it is the resemblance of something that we fished out of a river. The paper table had horribly chipping paint, but I like the fact that the decals were still mostly there, so I decided instead of to repaint it, I just got clear coat it, given that the machine isn't all that nice cosmetically anyways. That would be a fun, interesting project. And then this is my latest find. Now you think a conventional Underwood number 5? Yeah, I found it for good money. It was supposed to be a little bit more. It's a Underwood 5 from 1905. It's actually the oldest Underwood 5 I've ever serviced, or will service. You can tell it's an old one because it lacks a color selector and a backspace. I think the color selector was introduced in 1907, along with the backspace. I think they came together. This machine is of such an age that the escapement on this is the conventional updated one, so it's not a Wagner escapement, but it does have that older style ribbon advance mechanism where the spools, the gears don't. So that usually on Underwoods that are of a later age, there's a shaft that connects both gears on either side and they run in sequence, but that's not the case with this one. And it has the toggle on the side instead of the push-pull mechanism that the later ones had. It's cool, I like it. I wish they used those on more because it's a funky mechanism. The main issue with this machine, and I came to discover that during the sales, that albeit it looks to be in very nice condition, it is beautiful. I mean, look at that faceplate and the paper table. It's all there. Unfortunately, I came to discover that this machine might have suffered some terminal damage, and that's because it is cracked in 5 places. I don't know if you can see that. This $20 pawn shop camera might not focus very nicely, but yes, this machine has very extensive damage. I think it was dropped at some point, and technically the machine is broken in half. The only thing that holds everything together is the actual mechanism. The frame doesn't do a thing anymore. It's broken here, it's broken here, it's broken here, it's broken down there, and then the actual segment bracket which runs behind the segment is also broken on both sides. So when you type, you can see that the segment flexes, which is a big problem because that means that the machine is trying to uplift the segment like a fat man doing crunches, and it's not typing nicely. The alignment's all out of whack. But I am looking to save this machine, especially considering its age. Underwood 5s from before 1909, 1908 are not that common, and given the condition of it otherwise, I'm thinking I will strip this down completely and either come up with some form of bracing for this current frame, or I'm going to do a frame transplant. Don't know when that's going to happen. I hope to do it sooner, but my word is not always true. So yeah, there we have it. That's pretty much a summary of all the projects I have going now. Bought some new tools. Those are in those boxes. Those will be put to use. Yeah, there's a lot going on, but I'm excited for it. It's summer, it's in the midst of July, so we'll be in business. And I have a couple more machines coming and going, a few that will be sold. I'm selling a few of those down there. I have a standard upstairs that will be sold. And, my fan's running because I like to create a good ventilation when I'm working with lighter fluid and chemicals. So anyway, thanks for watching. I will see to it that I will upload a little bit more frequently. Maybe I can motivate my friend Sean to do the same. But yeah, I intend to keep everyone a little bit better in the loop. Oh, this is nice too. I like this. This came with that mangled Corona, but it's for a Corona 3 and not a 4. It's an old original owner's manual. It's in really nice shape. So it has the cardboard style cover and then glossy pages.